think that it was extremely important for so long when journalists come after me to do interviews. So many times they was asking me about the 80s, and the 80s was a wonderful time, or they would ask me about the 80s on, but nobody would take the time to say, well, Flash, tell us about your years, the 70s, because I'm gonna make a good example. Let's just say the 80s, and let's just say if hip hop was a cake, and we're gonna call that the 80s. Now, they say, well, Flash, tell me about the 80s. I says, well, I cannot, because I cannot tell you how many people took a slice off of the 80s cake. But what I can tell you is the ingredients on how the cake was baked. And so many journalists would not ask that question. So now, Boz asking me to do this was the most wonderful thing. So now people get a perspective of truly where this thing began. It's really important, because it's an old saying, in order to know where you're going, you have to know where you came from. This thing starts in the 70s. Today's kids, they need to know this. They need to sit down and when they get a chance, have something to drink and something to eat in front of the television and just take a look. I'm not here to try to change nobody's mind. I just want people to understand what we went through, because it's all a timeline. What we went through, and we had almost nothing. And it created something so huge. So for us to be able to put it on this big platform, it's a dream come true for me.